In a small village beside the wide golden savanna lived a poor boy named Kofi. His hut was made of dry mud and grass, and the wind often slipped through the walls at night. Kofi had no father, and his mother was weak and sick. Every day he walked far into the forest to gather firewood and wild fruits. The elders in the village often warned the children never stay in the forest after sunset. The ancient spirits walk there when darkness comes. One evening, the sky turned deep orange as the sun sank behind the mountains. Kofi was still in the forest, searching for wood. Suddenly, the wind grew cold. The tall trees began to whisper. Then Kofi heard a voice, soft, old, mysterious. "Kofi, why do you walk alone in the forest at night?" The boy froze. His heart pounded like village drums. Slowly, he turned around, but no one was there.
Kofi's heart beat faster as he stood among the tall trees. The forest was suddenly very quiet. Even the birds had stopped singing. "Kofi," the voice whispered again, carried by the cold wind. The boy looked around nervously. The moon had begun to rise, spreading pale light across the forest floor. Long shadows stretched between the trees. "Who is there?" Kofi asked softly. For a moment, nothing answered. Then the leaves began to move, though the wind had stopped. From behind an old baobab tree, a faint glowing light slowly appeared. Kofi stepped back. Out of the shadows walked a tall, ancient figure. Its eyes glowed like small fires, and its skin looked like old tree bark. The air around it felt heavy and strange. "I have watched you, poor boy," the spirit said in a deep voice. Kofi trembled. "Why? Why are you watching me?" he asked. The spirit slowly raised its hand. "Because your fate is about to change." Kofi's legs trembled, but he did not run. The glowing spirit stood quietly beneath the giant baobab tree, watching him with ancient eyes. "I am not here to harm you," the spirit said slowly. Its voice sounded like wind moving through dry leaves. Kofi swallowed his fear. Then, "Why did you call my name?" The spirit lifted its hand and pointed deeper into the dark forest. Far away, a faint blue light flickered between the trees. "Long before your village was built," the spirit said, "this forest was protected by the ancestors. But something sacred has been lost." Kofi listened carefully. "There is a hidden cave beyond the river," the spirit continued. "Inside it lies a sacred stone that protects your people." Kofi's eyes widened. "If the stone is not returned before the next full moon," the spirit warned, "darkness will fall on your village." The wind rustled the trees. "Only a brave heart can find it." Kofi stood silently as the spirit's words echoed in his mind. A sacred stone, a hidden cave. The thought of saving the village filled him with fear and courage at the same time. "But I am only a poor boy," Kofi said softly. The ancient spirit's glowing eyes shone brighter. "Bravery does not belong to kings alone," it replied. "Sometimes the smallest heart carries the greatest strength." The wind howled through the forest as dark clouds covered the moon. Kofi remembered his sick mother, the hungry children in the village, and the elders who protected their traditions. Slowly, he nodded. "I will find the stone," he said. The spirit pointed toward the distant mountains beyond the river. "The path will be dangerous," it warned. "Wild beasts guard the forest, and some spirits do not welcome humans." With shaking hands, Kofi picked up his wooden staff. Then he stepped deeper into the dark forest. The night grew darker as Kofi followed the path toward the river. The sound of drums from the village had faded, and only the cries of distant animals filled the air. After many hours, he reached the rushing river that cut through the forest. The water roared like an angry spirit. Kofi crossed carefully over a fallen tree that stretched across the river. His heart pounded, but he did not turn back. On the other side stood a tall rocky hill. At its base was a dark cave glowing with faint blue light. "This must be the place," Kofi whispered. He stepped inside. Suddenly, A deep growl echoed from the darkness. Two bright eyes appeared. A huge, shadowy spirit beast guarded the sacred stone. Kofi's legs trembled, but he remembered the village and his mother. Taking a deep breath, he stepped forward bravely. "I came to return the stone," he said. The cave fell silent. For a long moment, the cave stayed silent. The glowing eyes of the spirit beast watched Kofi closely. Then the great creature slowly stepped aside. Behind it, on a smooth stone altar, lay the sacred stone glowing with soft blue light. The cave walls shimmered, as if the ancestors themselves were watching. "You came with courage, not greed," the spirit beast rumbled. "The forest knows the truth of a human heart." Kofi carefully lifted the sacred stone. It felt warm in his hands. As he carried it back through the forest, the wind became gentle, and the night felt peaceful again. When Kofi returned the stone to the elders, the village drums echoed with joy. The elders thanked him, and his mother smiled with pride. The ancient spirit appeared once more and whispered, "Remember this truth. True strength is not wealth or power. It is the courage to do what is right."